And just wanted to quickly say that I haven't said anything, but my father, I found out, and I didn't say anything because my sister made me promise. Well, she didn't make me promise. She asked me to please not say anything until everyone knew. But my father, my father's dying of cancer, and I found this out right after Christmas when I went to go visit with my brother. And she didn't want my brother to tell anyone because my father is very private, and that's because my father, he's had numerous affairs, numerous illegitimate children, and he's always afraid that one is going to find out about the other. But now that he knows that he's dying, he has introduced my family to one of my youngest sister that I know of. And so so I've been going through a lot. I've been going through emotional turmoil. So, it's been pretty rough. I don't want to make a long story, but me and my father's not spoken to me in 7 years. The strife that occurred, my sister was involved, and now that he's dying, she and I got into a nasty argument again. So, and the bottom line is that my father hasn't spoken to me in 7 years. He chose not to speak to me. Again, I do not tell you all of my personal stuff, and he was not an easy man. Very prideful, very arrogant. Sometimes a bully. I would say he was there for me after the divorce, but once I got remarried and left, he just was angry at me and just belittled me a lot. And what happened is he started belittling my children at the time. They were in their teens, I think, early teens, and that's when I finally put my foot down. And when you grow up under a stern authoritarian father, you tend to be afraid and always want to please him. And when I finally confronted him, and that was because my sister encouraged me to. And then when I finally did, she played the other side and said I was angry and blah blah blah, and she didn't approve. But the truth is, I didn't confront him till a year later. I didn't see him. And I just wrote him a letter because I thought I was going to see him, and I couldn't. And that was the most freeing experience I've ever had in my life, was to finally tell my father, no more. This is not going to happen anymore. And so it's been really rough for me emotionally. Last week after I posted that video, and I make no apologies. I started getting some more hate, and this one girl said, "Don't hide behind the Bible, that the word ASS is in the Bible, meaning a donkey." And I say, "Yeah, and that's exactly what you are, a jackass." So, I got some more hate, and telling me karma's gonna bite me in the butt. Yeah, karma's gonna bite them in the butt. But yeah, so I've been in emotional turmoil, and so just letting you guys know, last night me and my sister got into a really nasty argument, and I finally decided my families can be manipulating and try to control you, especially my sister. She's a doctor of psychology, so she thinks she's smarter than everybody. And just like my father, if you don't do things their way, they get mad at you. And she's 4 years younger than me. I'm freaking 50 years old, and you know how I am. Nobody tells me what to do. But out of respect for her, I kept it quiet. I didn't post about it on Facebook. And I actually removed all my family from Facebook and put them on a separate page. And now I just have mostly my friends, my children and my brother, because he lives here, on my Facebook. And I finally just went public with it yesterday, because it's such a painful experience. And everybody's telling me I have to make up with him. I have to make up with him when he's the one who wouldn't speak to me for 7 years just because I told him I'm not going to allow you to do this to me anymore. And if you can treat my sister with respect, then you can treat me with respect. So, it hurts. It hurts a lot. But everybody's telling me that I have to make up with him, that I'm going to regret it. I'm going to regret it. I don't feel that at all. I don't. And against my better judgment, I let, the pressure of trying to bridge the gap between my father, I said, people, of course, Christians told me, pray about it, because we don't think God will want you to blah, blah, blah. But I know my father. He's hostile towards a religion, and I felt like I was free from him, and if I call him and allow him to belittle me again, then I've just taken the chains that were broken, like I broke the chains, and that I just took the key and locked myself up again if I call him. So I sent a care package. He's in a lot of pain, and I love him. I'm hurt, very, very hurt, but I still love him. He's my father. I always have and always will. And so I sent some instrumental CDs, nature sounds and instrumentals, music. It's very calming and peaceful. And I wrote a little note saying, I love you. I always have and always will. Sorry, I said, I'm sorry you're in so much pain, and I hope that these CDs will help you. And I thought I was pleasing everybody in my family by doing this, but apparently, no. Which proves to me nothing has changed. According to my sister, she says that she got the sense that he wasn't pleased or wasn't satisfied, that they were pretty much expecting more from me, and I'm like, I can't give any more than that. That's as much as I can give. And my sister, I guess she's under so much pressure, which probably was the same thing was happening last time we got into an argument 7 years ago, although again I feel she kind of instigated that whole situation when my father wouldn't speak to me. Maybe she's just under a lot of pressure, and she just went off like she did last time, talking craziness. It's like she's a psychologist and she thinks she knows it all, but what hurts is she doesn't know me at all. So don't try to act like you know me, or nobody can know you unless they've lived your life. Nobody can know your relationships with other people unless they're in them. And so I like resent that they're pressuring me so much, and it's like, why are they putting this all on me to make amends with him when I did nothing wrong? I simply told him that I won't allow you to treat me like this again, and you certainly will not treat my children like this. But I love you, and all I want is for you to love me and respect me the same way that you love them. And because my sister played both sides, saying, oh, she wrote this angry letter, blah, blah, blah. My instead of my father calling me saying, can we talk about this, he chose never to talk to me again. So I feel the ball in his court. And I feel like I'm not going to put myself in that situation where I'm going to get hurt again. And yet I am, because for them to say that my package, my note wasn't good enough, then that proves to me that, yeah, if I call him, that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get that negativity. And so I'm hurt that they could belittle what little bit I can give, and so I've been keeping this to myself for a week, on top of what happened with Sonny, on top of everything that happened with my daughter, back and forth to the hospital, to the doctors, the surgeries. I find out that my father is dying, and so I sometimes wonder, how much can I take before my brain snaps? And but hey, I did what I could. At least I tried. I sent a package with some CDs, and I got no phone call. And you know what? I can tell you right now. So please, I know everybody means well. Don't tell me I'm going to regret it. My only regret will be that he didn't love me enough. That in 7 years he wouldn't call me, and now he expects me to call him. And even in the end, when he's dying, he refuses to call me. I know he's in a lot of pain, but I know that he gets sent home. He goes to the hospital, he's in pain. Then he gets sent home, and he's okay for a little bit. and then he goes back again because his cancer is in the digestive area, and it just kept spreading, and he's not responding to any treatments. It's just spreading, getting worse and worse, and the more aggressive the treatment, the sicker he gets. So I feel for him. I feel so bad. I'm hurting for him. And I sent him those CDs hoping that he would see that I still loved him, hoping that that I somehow helped him in the end. And basically I felt like I got slapped in the face. But those times when he's home, my sisters visit him, and yet in those moments he can call me and he won't. My brother just left for New York to stay with him. They gave him 6 weeks to possibly a year. So my brother said he'll stay there for about 6 weeks and then he's coming back. So, I could not, get into myself into another $600-700 credit card debt, not in my situation right now. And I feel so unwelcome for, with the way my sister, when it seems like what I notice is that when she can't control the situation, when things don't go the way she feels they should, and then she starts going crazy and just spewing out psychological babble that makes no sense because she doesn't know me. It's not true. It's like she just says all of this stuff about me and will attack me verbally, but then will turn around and say that I'm the one who did her wrong. So this has been my life. This has been, me growing up, and this has just been my life. Even though I'm away, all I want is peace, and I'm still getting crap, But that, just like the last time this happened 7 years ago, I feel so unwelcome, and I even got this thing in the mail that I can get a free ticket, I think, for a 2-day stay. Of course there's going to be some catches, but I actually kept it. If my sister would give me a definite time frame, I kept it. I was thinking of going. I know there's a catch. I know I would probably have to pay out something, but now, after them rejecting my note, I just don't feel welcome. I mean, you guys don't know everything's going on in my life. My mother hasn't talked to me either in over a year, and it's just but my mother is insane. My mother seriously needs some mental help, and my sister, being a psychologist, refuses to try and get her some. And of course, my mother doesn't see it, and so my mother will she's a very irrational person. And I've just learned with my mom, just don't call her too often. When you do call her, keep the phone call short and sweet, and everything will be okay, because she will turn every phone call into an argument. And if you tell her a problem you're having, she will turn around and find a way to say it's all your fault. So, even recently, my brother slipped down. I've heard them say before that my children's mental illness is my fault. Okay. So that's my mother. She's just irrational. So I don't see any welcome wagon. My sister, my mom, my father are the ones that live in New York. My brother's here. I really don't have anyone in New York, so I just don't want to put myself in a bad situation again. He'll die, and I'll be the one with the emotional effects of all that drama and negativity for a long time. And it'll take me a while to unchain those links of, of the links of bondage to the drama and the negativity. I just don't feel it's worth it, and I would only be able to stay for a few days because I have doctor's appointments for my kids constantly. So I'm going to another doctor appointment after this. So yeah, so just wanted to quickly, tell you that. So yeah. All right. So I will see you next week with another Wet and Wild, one of the earlier trios, maybe Cool as a Cucumber. Or maybe I'll do another look with this. All right. Love you all. Mwah.